So today we're going to talk about taking a Realcare baby out. So whether you're a student or whether you have this as a hobby and that's what you like to do, take them out. There are two babies in front of me in car seats, as you can see. My first tip would be to take them out in a car seat if possible, because I think all small babies look best in car seats. You can see the two here. Now I'm going to ask you, which baby do you think looks more realistic? This one. His hands are in the air. It's pretty cold today. His arms are out. His legs are up a little bit. Not buckled in. Shoved in the car seat, looking straight forward. Or this baby, she's buckled in, she's a dummy, her feet are all covered up, she's very warm, her head's tilted to the side, she has toys and accessories on her car seat, and a blanket, which I had taken off so you could see the rest of it. So, the difference between these two now, especially with the blanket on, you can see. So, if you're a student and you want to take the baby out and you don't want everyone to see that you're carrying a doll around because you think it's really embarrassing, you're going to want to do your best to design it so it looks like there's a real baby in there. So use hoods, hats, headbands, whatever you can to cover their heads up as much as possible and turn them to the side. Some of the Generation 5 and the 6 won't turn because they have that head support. If it's cold, make sure they're in the right outfits. If it's hot, make sure they're in the right outfits. So if it's really hot, you don't want them to be wearing this kind of thing. You want them to have like a little onesie or like a singlet on or something like that. Straps are very important, to have the straps done up tight. Let's just do everything that I've spoke about onto this baby. So I've mentioned the headband and the hat. So for this little baby, I'm going to pop on a hat for it. Okay, so there's the hat. We spoke about the positioning. So let's position his head a little bit over. Push his legs down. Pull his sleeves up a little bit. And push his arms down. Right, already looking much better. Now, I like dummies because they cover a part of the baby's face. So let's get a dummy. So I used some putty on a dummy that has been cut off. Well, I call it blue tack. You guys in America call it putty. And pop that onto his lips. Oops, spat it out. And make sure they're tight. I understand if you're a student and you don't want to have them all buckled up, the best thing that you can do is to put a blanket over them so that you can't see that they don't have straps in. So if it's hot, put a light blanket over them. Ready to see. The beanie comes down a little bit past his eye, but you can still see that it's covering, it's not like right over his face, so that's not too much of an issue. Already, look at that. Take that off. A lot better already. What else had I said? Have their feet covered over. That will be an awesome help as well if you don't have a blanket over them. Have some socks, some pants that have feet on them, whatever that is. Keep their feet covered up because they also look plastic when you look at them closely. Same with their hands, so you can pop some mittens on or whatever to go with that is. We'll give him a toy. I won't even add the hood cover because they're not something that everyone has. You can add a blanket over it, but if you're carrying it, that's annoying. Okay, for looks, I think we're pretty good. They both are strapped in, have their feet all covered up. They have something over their head, whether it be a hood, a headband, or a hat. So they have all of those things on actually. Their dummies are covering their face, so that helps them look a little bit more realistic. Sorry for the shaky camera, I'm just doing things, moving around. They have toys, they have accessories, all that stuff. So I'm pretty happy with the way that they look. The next thing that we're going to talk about is other people. If you're taking a baby out and you look younger, so in high school, or if you even look older, like you may be a grandparent. Either, anywhere in between that as well, people are going to ask you questions. People are going to ask, oh, how old is the baby? Or people are going to look at it and go, that's a doll, why do you have a doll? Oh. So it's up to you whether you tell the truth and say, this is for my project for school, whether you tell the truth and say, this is my hobby, I enjoy doing it, or whether you tell a white lie and say, this is a school project, even if you're not in school. You could say it's for TAFE, you could say it's for uni, whatever, college, whatever study you're at, you could say that's what it's for. This is just for my study. I don't know. You don't even have to answer them. You can just say, I've got to go, and you can walk away. It's up to you guys. Now, last thing is, these babies cry. If they are turned on and you have it for a school project especially, they cry at all times. They'll cry in the morning, at lunchtime, at afternoon tea time, at dinner time, at at midnight, all the time. So be prepared wherever you go, they will cry, especially if you can't turn them off. So if you have the school project, you are assigned it for the weekend, for the week, however long, for a day, it will cry 24/7. If you turn them off, you can assign them or set them to turn off at certain times. If you have after school activities such as training or whatever it may be, ask your teacher if they can put a quiet time on your baby for that set amount of time, and that way you won't lose any marks when you're training, and you also don't miss out on your activity. If you're going to a shopping centre, be mindful that they might cry when you're in a queue. You can't leave because you're in a queue. I mean, you can if you want to, but if you don't want to lose your spot in the queue, you can't leave. You'll have to tend to the baby. They might cry if you go to church. Be mindful of that. You'll have to quickly get up and leave. I'd suggest that you don't take them out if you're just playing with them. Anywhere special, so weddings, maybe formal birthday parties, stuff like that. Probably don't take them there. Also, when you drive, that is the worst time for them to cry. So if you're a student and you have one and it cries while you're driving, try and pull over in a safe zone. Don't just pull over in the first spot. Don't stop in the middle of the road. It is a doll. Yes, it is your marks, but crying for a little bit will not affect your score. My motto when driving is it's better to be safe than sorry. So pull over somewhere safe. Be careful when you get out of the car. If you have to sit on the road for a little while and look after the baby, that's better than your life, isn't it? Or somebody else's. I hope this video has been helpful to you guys, and if you are still watching, I'd love for you to give me a thumbs up for this video if it helped you out. Any questions, put them below and I'll be able to answer them for you.